understand you have 22,200 members today in 90 branches, which itself speaks volumes, because as a young state, you had started all over in membership. The pristine qualities of this leadership have always stood with the IMA headquarters. Come what may, whichever issue bothers the medical fraternity of the country, it's the leadership of AP which has always stood with the IMA headquarters. Whatever be the issue, let it be NMC, let it be violence, let it be any issue which is bothering the medical fraternity. We have always had the helping hand and the solidarity, the unity with which IMA AP state has stood with the IMA headquarters is something which we always look forward to as a matter of fact. And the various wings, the social security, various wings of the IMA AP state, including the youngermost wings of the Pemmasani and Chandra, have been very, very active. The outgoing team has done itself very proud, especially after the issue of the Arjika issue set the nation on flame. Everywhere the medical fraternity was out in the streets. And in Andhra Pradesh, especially, we are very happy to note every single member of the fraternity was withdrawing their services as called by the IMA headquarters. It was a total solidarity in the medical fraternity of the country. Thank you for that. And in the outgoing team, let me single out my own State Secretary of AP, Dr. Fanidar, an asset of the National IMA. On any issue regarding the Constitution or in-depth study of policy matters, we have always relied on Dr. Fanidar as a State Secretary, as well as a man with a lot of in-depth information about the medical fraternity. I am certainly looking forward to the incoming team, and we hope the high benchmarks set up by the outgoing team they will be able to meet. You have amongst you one of the very dignified national presidents that Indian Medical Association has produced, Dr. Samaram. Dr. Samaram is one whom we look forward to wise, sane advice during crisis times. A man who is totally diligent as well as dignified, is a great leader of Indian Medical Association, and for most of us, he is our guru. Dr. Rajan Sharma, we have the fortune to be here because he happened to be my president also, a very beloved leader of Indian Medical Association, who had the guts to say, a spade, always. If you go back in time and look at the statements in 2020, they all spit fire. That was the great man who led Indian Medical Association during those difficult days of COVID. We today have my very dear Secretary General, one of the best, finest Secretary Generals Indian Medical Association has ever had, Dr. Anil Kumar J. Nayak, a very, very practical, very, very down-to-earth and no-nonsense person who has been able to hold together the Indian Medical Association. And it's my real privilege to have our Union Minister for State, Dr. Chandra Sekhar, amongst us as our chief guest. We had the privilege and pleasure to meet him during the very difficult days of Arjika. He met us, and it was not his portfolio, but the amount of goodwill that he extended to the IMA team, and what could be done, what are the complex issues. We had a very detailed discussions, and he was so kind, and I can tell you his office is one of the best I have ever seen. one of the best. What I say, they don't sleep. They never allow us to also sleep. In the 2 or 3 days, I could see that even this week they have been in touch with me. What are the issues you want to raise? The ministry is very keen to know your opinion before, even though it's not in his portfolio. As a medical professional, he has felt it is his duty to use his benign influence and soft power inside the corridors of power. I can tell you, there have been many doctors in the corridors of power in the independent India. I have never seen another person who is so proactive in solving the issues of medical profession. We are grateful on behalf of Indian Medical Association, sir, for this very proactive role that you are playing. Having said that, I think it's my duty to share at least some of my thoughts on that. I will not really go into the issues that are being discussed every day among the medical profession, but one or two issues for thought, for our own thought. We live in perhaps the best of times and also the worst of times for medical profession. I am sure you all will agree with this statement that we all live in the best of times for the medical profession, as well as it is the worst of times for medical profession. The challenges that besiege the doctors of India, I don't think any medical fraternity in any country has faced. But I should congratulate this generation of doctors to have stood up to all these great challenges, because everything about us is changing. Not only our education, but the practice. Everything about the medical profession is changing. The first thing, which is the biggest challenge for the medical profession, is the industrialization of healthcare. The whole healthcare is being viewed as an industry. And more industry, like insurance industry, also get into the industry to make it much more complicated. So the leadership of healthcare is unfortunately today is not with the medical profession. That is not a small issue. That is not semantics. If the leadership of health is not with the doctors, it also means it's not with the patients. If industry is going to be our future, then for-profit industry will set the boundaries. Not the medical profession with its medical ethics and medical etiquette will be able to give a leadership to healthcare. And what all we see as a problem comes from this change of the leadership in healthcare, passing away from medical profession to the industry. The second one that I would like to flag is the entrepreneurship of doctors in this country. The small and medium hospitals. You look at the West. What is the model they have created? Is it affordable to their own citizens? Is it comprehensive? Are they able to cover the bottom percentage of people? And do they provide care even during critical hours on emergency immediately? Now look back and see what we have created in India. I claim on behalf of the medical profession of the country, we have the best system. You may be satisfied or not. But if a citizen of India wants to see a doctor, in most places, he can see the doctor that day itself. And he can see it for a very small fraction of a fee. And whatever is possible anywhere else in this world is doable in this country by the skill of our medical doctors. So we say, we are the frontier of medicine. We are the frontier of medicine. We need to claim that spot. It's not only that by providing care, but by providing accessible care. And who is responsible for this? Not only the proactive role of the government, but the proactive role of the medical profession in providing small, medium hospitals across the country. This phenomenon does not exist in many of the countries. It disappeared in US in 19th century, disappeared in Europe in 20th century, late 20th century disappeared in Southeast Asia. So small and medium hospitals run by doctors is an asset, is a national asset. But everywhere you see regulations or any situations, they are eliminating the small and medium hospitals from being played. My own state in Kerala, in 25 years' time, 1,000 hospitals have disappeared. Our count was 1,950 with 68,000 hospital beds. Today it is 950 with the same number of beds. What does that mean? Large hospitals are replacing doctor-run small and medium practices. So this is the second challenge that the medical profession. The third one is much more important because this is internal. The third one is the clinical medicine. India is one of the few countries where clinical medicine is still being taught, still being practiced. There is perhaps this is another asset which we possess. West is writing about hyposcilia. If you read that article in Lancet, there is an article called hyposcilia. Doctors produce in the wells. They don't have skills, not even to practice. So clinical medicine, blending with the evidence-based medicine is a strength, but it's also a challenge. If you want to go to the ways of the West, then we may lose the art of medicine. We may lose the clinical medicine. So this is internal challenge. Fourth, of course, you all know the violence that is being inflicted on doctors and hospitals every day. A national shame, unacceptable, but it's not the fault of doctors. It is the successive governments which have run away from the healthcare, from post-independence, investing lesser and less, losing the leadership. If you go back in time and look back 30 years, who were the leaders in medical profession? The medical colleges. It was the medical colleges which were the final word. Today, can we say that? Or our medical colleges the final word in healthcare? You have the for-profit industry which has replaced our medical colleges. So this lack of investment is the real cause for the violence that is being inflicted. Last but not the least is the unemployment. Every government is lying to these people that we have shortage of doctors. The minister himself has said in the parliament that the ratio is 1:850, which is the need is 1,000. Southern states is less than 1:500. Every year we have a gap of 45,000 MBBS graduates who cannot attain the postgraduate seat. Where do these 45,000 go? These 45,000 fine graduates of medicine are wasting their time in the coaching centers. They give 3 attempts. At any point of time, 1.5 lakh medical MBBS doctors are unemployed, frustrated, angry with the system, underutilized, exploited. For the past 15 years, no government in India has recruited doctors on permanent commission. Ad hoc payments, peanuts, 9-month appointment. Our children are working in government sector. And in private sector, they go for daily work. One night, 1,000 rupees. A very dignified profession is being exploited. So these are the challenges, the current challenges. It doesn't mean that we are at the lowest here. No, not at all. It's not that. We are living in one of the times which perhaps the modern medicine has expanded into its best vitality. But there is one request that I will be placing it to the minister. Sir, the bond system in India is slavery, is nothing but slavery. Please free our children from this bond system. Many of the state governments are not even able to employ them. They are not able to give them any position. Still they are holding on to the bond system. The union government has come against this. The NMC has come against this. But every state government is clinging on to the bond system. Sir, while you are in office, kindly free our children from the slavery of the bond system existing in the medical education system here. So, with that sharing of my thoughts, I take care of you. I wish you all the best in coming years, the new team. And I'm so happy and privileged to have been invited to this August evening. Thank you so much.
We are so moved and also equally sad that such a inspiring and think tank of IMA is his presidential tenure is coming to an end within a month. But at the same time, we are happy that his services were extended to the world level. He has been elevated as the Vice President of Commonwealth Medical Association, Central Asia Vice President. Congratulations to you, sir, on this occasion. Now, may I request my beloved Honorary Secretary General, who has been hand-holding IMA State and me also for all these 2 years, Dr. Anil Kumar Jaydev Naik, to address the gathering.
Good evening. In today's 66th Annual State Conference of IMA Andhra Pradesh, our Chief Guest, Dr. P. Chandra Sekhar, Honorable Indian Minister of State for Communication and Rural Development, our worthy dynamic President, Dr. R.V. Ashokan sir, our past National President, Dr. Samran and Dr. Rajan Sharma, our President of Andhra Pradesh, Dr. M. Jayachandra Naidu sir, Secretary Dr. Fanidar, President-elect Dr. Nandkishore, and Secretary Subhash Chandra Bose, team of the incoming office bearer and outgoing office bearers, galaxy of seniors, friends, and all the students of medical college. Prayer of the doctor. Basically, we have just read the prayer by Dr. Fanidar of IMA. But what is the prayer of doctor? It is na toham kame rajyam, na swarga na punarjanam, kame dukh taptanam, prani narti nashanam. Means कि मैं राज्य की कामना नहीं करता हूं, मुझे कोई राजा बनना नहीं, आई डोंट वांट टू बिकम अ किंग. मुझे स्वर्ग और मोक्ष की भी कामना नहीं है कि आई डोंट वांट टू गो टू हेवन और फॉर इनकारनेशन. बट दुख से पीड़ित प्राणियों के दुख दूर कर सकूं और उसमें मैं सहायक हो सकूं, ऐसी ही मेरी कामना है कि आई कैन eradicate pain and sorrow, everything from the suffering people. That is our prayer for all of us. But the scenario is changed. Now, assault on doctor, assault on hospitals, and everything happened. So that is painful to become a doctor. And as you see, since last 10 or 20 years, many doctors have refused to send their daughters and boys, sons to medical colleges. They change their fraternity. So it is painful for us. But for that, we need unity. I don't want to give any advice to you because no one is like advice. But it is a rule. When you need advice, everybody will help you. And when you need help, everybody will advise you. So that is a trend. But I am sure that unity is important in Indian Medical Association. But there is a curse on the medical fraternity, on the Vaidyanam, on the doctors. We never be united. Because before 4,000 years, there is a Charak Samhita, it is written as Vyagranam Mahatanindam Sarpanam cha Atit Bhayam Vaidyanam Anek Tattvam Tav Jiranti Jantava. Means ki lion is eating once and then go to sleep for 15 to 20 days. He is not doing their food for every day. They are doing their shikar and they are sleeping for 15 days. Sarpanam means snakes are in crores, but they are very sighing and sleeping in their old holes. So सर्प जो डरते नहीं होते तो वो सबको काटते तो सर्प मरते. वैद्यानाम अनेक कृतम मीन्स डॉक्टर्स यूनाइटेड होते तो ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता. तो हम लोगों को यूनाइट मीन्स यूनिटी इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इन मेडिकल फ्रेटर्निटी. एंड एज यू नो चारों युगों में तैत्रायाम मंत्र शक्तिश्वर ज्ञान शक्ति कृते युगे द्वापरे युद्ध शक्तिश्वर संग शक्ति कलौ युगे. मीन्स की द्वापर युग हो, सतयुग हो, कलयुग हो, चारों युग में अलग अलग शक्तियों का इंपॉर्टेंट था. सतयुग में ज्ञान शक्ति नॉलेज इज इंपॉर्टेंट. त्रेता युग उसमें मंत्र शक्ति चैंटिंग ऑफ द मंत्र इज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट. द्वापर युग में युद्ध वॉर वॉज इंपॉर्टेंट. बट इन कलयुग इन संघ शक्ति यूनिटी is important in Kali Yuga. So we need united, and if we united, no government, nobody can touch us. Because every problem, every rules and regulation come to harass medical fraternity. Since last 40 years, each and every act coming. So small and medium-sized hospital cannot work. Only corporate hospital can work. So we have to be united, we have to oppose you. For that, I request you, be united, be with your colleague, don't criticize your colleague, and do good practice. Last but not least, regarding the problem of the medical fraternity, our worthy president, our deliberator, everything, I am happy when I entered this premises in this hall. Everybody says, this is the hall, this is the building, which is built by the alumni of this college who are residing in America and everywhere. I congratulate and thanks to all the students who have donated this for this building. But we are also knowing that Indian Medical Association headquarters building, which was built in 1958, founding stone laid by our first president Rajendra Prasad, and inaugurated in 1962 by our second president of India, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Now it is a too old building, 65-year-old building. So last year we have decided to build our own new house, and for that we have requested and we have appealed all the members of the IMA throughout the country kindly donate generously to build our own house. And I am happy that donation is in your genes, particularly in Andhra Pradesh. You have built this such big building by your donation. So I request President, past President, incoming President, and all the members of IMA Andhra Pradesh kindly donate generously to build our IMA new building as early as possible, and we expect good amount of money from IMA Andhra Pradesh, and I hope my expectation will not be going to cover. So I request you to donate because IMA have a 100 crore budget and 70 crore is going to build the, this building. So donation is must, and Thank you for giving me opportunity to meet you, and I request you kindly visit our IMA headquarters, see the house, see the plan, which type of IMA is going to build, and whenever you visit, IMA building will be your guest house, your hotel, your accommodation partner, and you and your children will be safe in Delhi in our premises. So I request all of you to run a thank you, the organizer, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to meet everybody. Before I conclude, because time is less and in medical fraternity, I want to give short and sweet speech, because I have recently read one joke regarding the guest of honor. As I am also guest of honor, so at a function, in another function, Air Marshal was the guest of honor. He was about to deliver his speech when his wife, who was sitting at the next table to him, sent a paper on which it written KISS, KISS, and sent to the Air Marshal, who is going to deliver the speech. A guest sitting beside the Air Marshal said, "Oh, your wife is loving you very much. He is giving best luck to you and sending a letter kiss for you. It is very good. Your wife is very good. You both are a lovely couple." Then the Air Marshal replied, "You don't know my wife. These letters stands for keep it short, stupid." Thank you. So I don't want to length my speech. I am shortening my speech. Thank you very much. Jai IMA, long live.
Thank you, sir, for that short and sweet message that you have given to IMA AP State. We are sure and definite that IMA AP State will be behind you by the time you take over as the national president. IMA will be competing with Gujarat in donating to the IMA headquarters building. Today, I think a pressing need is the legal fund that we are getting ready to contribute. Now the felicitation to the pillars of Guntur IMA and the medical profession of Guntur and to the public of Guntur, because when I was a 10-year-old child, I heard the name of Dr. Basaponnai Garu practicing here. Now I am 68 years, still service practicing. Such is the experience of the surgeons. I may request Dr. Raidu to conduct the felicitation to the senior doctors of IMA Guntur. We call upon Dr. Kodali Basaponnai Garu onto the dais to accept the respects, felicitations, and also our love and affection towards him. And love towards him means our love towards the profession. So dedicated he is for his profession. I have seen him many days leaving hospital at 4 p.m., 5 p.m. in those days.
Konnavalu Basaponnai Garu was born in 1933 to K. Rajarao Garu and Varalakshmi Garu. He has done his MBBS in Guntur Medical College from 1951 to 1957. He started his private practice in 1959, January 1st, and he worked for 12 hours a day for 40 years. He has done his services from 1969 to 1989 as Secretary for Guntur Medical Association, 1969 to 1995 President for Guntur Medical Association, 1988 to 2001 as a President for IMA Guntur branch, which was edited the best local branch in the state in India. He donated more than 90 lakhs to various institutes and associations. And he has promoter for various education institutions, as a founder for the president, secretary, and so on for many colleges like Ahalyaivf College and Nagarjuna Education Institutions.
It's my immense pleasure to introduce Dr. G.V. Krishna Rao garu, a distinguished figure in the medical field, particularly in Guntur. He was born in 1935 in Viparla village of Narsapeta. He completed his primary education in the same place. He was part of the first full batch of MBBS of Guntur Medical College in 1958. He was the best outgoing student of the batch, and he has received gold medal from the hands of the then Prime Minister for being the first best outgoing student of Guntur Medical College and earned medals in both obstetrics and gynecology. He did his MS in General Surgery from Guntur Medical College in 1960. He worked as a demonstrator in anatomy and later as assistant professor in the Department of General Surgery. In 1970, he established Srinivasa Nursing Home on Old Club Road in Guntur, and he is the first person who introduced laparoscopic surgery and staplers in surgery in Guntur and made him a well-known and respected figure within the local community. Over the years, numerous doctors, couples trained under his mentorship. He was awarded Fellow of International College of Surgeons by the Association of Surgeons of India. He served as President of IMA Guntur from 1991 to 94 and chaired the Golden Jubilee celebrations of IMA Guntur in 2008. Dr. Rao was an active Rotarian, holding the association position of secretary, contributing significantly to the local service organizations. He is blessed with 4 daughters and 1 son. 3 of his daughters and their family are settled in USA. 2 of his daughters, 4 of his son-in-laws, his son and daughter-in-law are doctors, and 10 of his grandchildren are doctors settled in India and USA. He was secretary for Red Cross from years 1973 to 98. He is the longest served secretary of Guntur Red Cross and started an orphanage for boys. He was secretary of Stadium Club for numerous number of years. It's my immense pleasure to introduce such an eminent veteran personality belonging to Guntur city as well as Guntur IMA. Our generations are fortunate enough to be associated with him even now.
ఇప్పుడు మరొక ప్రముఖ వైద్యులు వారి జీవిత చరిత్ర చదవడం నేను చాలా ఆనందంగా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నాను. సభకు అందరికీ సుపరిచితుడైన వారిని సభాస్థానంలో మీ అందరికీ పరిచయం అంటే జగమెరిగిన బ్రాహ్మణుడికి మరో జంజం వేయటం లాంటిది. వారి మధ్యని గోపాలకృష్ణయ్య గారు, వారిని గోపాలయ్య అని కూడా పిలుస్తూ ఉంటారు వారి పేషెంట్స్ అందరూ కూడా. వారిని వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. వీరు జనవరి 1వ తారీఖు 1934 సంవత్సరంలో దక్షిణ అమలూరు చిన్న గ్రామంలో జన్మించారు. వారి విద్యాభ్యాసం అంతా కూడా నెల్లూరు పట్టణంలో జరిగింది. ప్రాథమిక విద్య, ఉన్నత విద్యతో పాటు అది కూడా నెల్లూరులోనే విద్య అభ్యసించారు. తదుపరి వైద్య విద్య కోసం గుంటూరు మెడికల్ కాలేజీలో 1952లో జాయిన్ అయ్యారు. వీరు ఆ కాలేజీకి 6వ బ్యాచ్కి చెందారు. అంటే మెడికల్ కాలేజ్ మొదలైంది 1946లో. ఆ టైం అప్పుడు పరిస్థితుల్లో కేవలం ప్రీ క్లినికల్స్ మాత్రమే గుంటూరులో ఉండేవి. ఆ తదుపరి విద్యాభ్యాసం కోసం ఆంధ్ర మెడికల్ కాలేజీకి వెళ్లారు. అక్కడ చివరి సంవత్సరం వరకు చదివిన తర్వాత హౌస్ సర్జెన్సీ అనేది మరలా గుంటూరు వైద్య కళాశాలకి రావడం జరిగింది. వీరు ఫిజియాలజీ, పెథాలజీ, సర్జరీ నందు గోల్డ్ మెడల్ సాధించారు. అదేవిధంగా గుంటూరుకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత 1 సంవత్సరం అనాటమీలో డెమాన్స్ట్రేటర్ గా, తర్వాత 2 సంవత్సరాలు సర్జరీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లోనే పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ విద్యను అభ్యసించి గుంటూరు మెడికల్ కాలేజ్ వైద్య కళాశాలలో కూడా హానరీ అసిస్టెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్ గా పనిచేశారు. ఆ హానరీ వ్యవస్థ రద్దయ్యేంత వరకు వారు హానరీ ప్రొఫెసర్ గానే సేవలు అందించారు. అలాగే వీరు చాలా విదేశాల్లో కూడా అనేక రకాల సదస్సులో ప్రసంగించారు. అదేవిధంగా అనేక మంది విద్యార్థులకి అబ్డామినల్ సర్జరీస్ మరియు గైనల్ సర్జరీస్ లో, ముఖ్యంగా వెజైనల్ హిస్టెక్టమీలో అపార అనుభవంతో అందరినీ కూడా సుశిక్షులు గావించారు. వీరి విద్యార్థులందరూ కూడా దేశ విదేశాల్లో ప్రముఖంగా సేవలు అందిస్తున్నారు. అలాగే వీరు వైద్యదాతే కాకుండా విద్యాదాతగా నాగార్జున ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సొసైటీ మరియు జేకేసీ కళాశాల యందు అధ్యక్షుడిగా, కోశాధికారిగా అనేక సంవత్సరాలు వ్యవహరించారు. అదేవిధంగా సెక్రటరీ కరెస్పాండెంట్ గా ఆర్వీఆర్ జేసీ కాలేజ్ 1999 నుంచి 2009 వరకు పనిచేశారు. అలాగే ట్రెజర్ కూడా విస్తరించారు. వైద్య విద్యాదానమే కాకుండా దేవాలయాలకు కూడా భూరి విరాళాలు అందించేవారు, ప్రముఖంగా ఉండేవారు. ఇలా అన్ని రంగాల్లో ప్రముఖంగా ఉండే గోపాలయ్య గారు ఈరోజు మన ముందు ఈ విధంగా మన సమాజంలో గౌరవాన్ని భావిస్తున్నాము. అలాగే వీరు భారత వైద్య మండలి కూడా అనేక విషయాల్లో సేవలు అందించారు. ధన్యవాదాలు.
President Dr. Nandakishore, Honorable Minister Dr. Pemmasani Chandra Sekhar, distinguished members on the dais and on off the dais. We are happy that the Indian Medical Association Guntur branch is conducting 66th IMA State Conference in Guntur Medical College, GMC Auditorium. Dr. Nandakishore as President. On this occasion, we are being honored for our services to the society and medical club and educationists and philanthropists. We are happy our member of Parliament and Central Minister Dr. Pemmasani Chandra Sekhar, himself a doctor, he is with us on this occasion. He is very busy touring the area to give modern facilities to the people. In another 3 years, Guntur city will have a new look. Guntur Medical College was started in the year 1940s. I belong to 1952 batch. Guntur Medical College celebrated Platinum Jubilee last year. Graduates of GMC distinguished themselves in various places all over. Thank you very much.
Now, the prestigious award of IMA AP State, which is instituted last year in the name of our late beloved leader, Dr. Potturi Gangadhar Rao Garu of Gudivada, whom we lost to COVID, who is the National Vice President at that time, under Dr. Rajan Sharma's able leadership. Now the IMA AP State Lead Team and the Awards Committee this year decided to award this award, which is for an individual with a distinguished contribution to IMA at national level. And we are proud and also we are blessed that Dr. Rajan Sharma has accepted to receive this award from our beloved Minister, Sri Dr. Pemmasani Chandra Sekhar Garu. I had the fortune of working as a Honorary General Secretary of IMA State in my earlier tenure under Dr. Rajan Sharma as the National President. Dr. R.V. Ashokan as the Secretary General at the headquarters. Those are the COVID days. Every week we used to have a online meeting. Zoom meetings were getting popular in those days. Every day, Sunday, we used to have a meeting at 4 p.m. Lot of issues are being discussed. So we fondly call Dr. Rajan Sharma as COVID National President. In those days, with his efforts, medical profession is bestowed with MSME into MSME sector. All the banks were instructed to extend MSME services to members of IMA. He also instituted COVID Doctors Martyrs Fund at that time, through which many of the COVID doctor martyrs were benefited. So every week we used to release one document or other which helped the medical profession in all the days. I had that pleasure and fond remembrances of those online meetings that happened every week, sir. I once again thank you, sir, for accepting your award and our invitation to visit. Now, Dr. Rajan Sharma's response and his fond memories of Dr. Gangadhar Rao and all the other things.
Good evening, friends. Honorable Minister, sir, Dr. Ashokan, Dr. Nayak, Dr. Samaram, and all the dignitaries on the dais and after the dais. I know we are running behind time, so I'll keep it short. It is indeed a great honor to receive the prestigious Dr. Gangadhar Rao Award from Andhra Pradesh IMA. It holds a very special significance to me. He was one individual who was very close to me as a person and heart. When we were struck by COVID, and suddenly it came to me, my mind and Dr. Ashokan's mind, that we need to look for the welfare of our doctors who might be stuck with COVID as a first line of attack, and especially the GPs. We are not making much headway. So, called up Gangadhar Rao, sir. He said, Rajan, I'll do it. So, morning and night, that started the advent of COVID directory, and the COVID martyr ultimately led to a COVID martyrs wall in IMA headquarters. When he himself was struck with COVID, last words in slumber were, Rajan, I cannot speak anymore. I am in delirium and might go to coma. Long live IMA. This was embodiment of IMA in him. Another, then the elections are due. He again called up. Rajan, from now onwards, I will not seek any post. I am not interested in any post. I would like to concentrate on strengthening Andhra Pradesh IMA, and I am so glad to see the unity and strength and the great numbers and for a 3-day event which you have organized. He was an embodiment of principles, and if you see, coming from a humble background, passing from PJ Chandigarh, doing his senior residency in plastic surgery, training West, and then coming back to his hometown. That is going to the rural area. Gudi Padwa. So that family, the Vamsi's son, is still continuing the tradition, but now it is a bit placed now. With this, I thank all the organizers for selecting me for this prestigious award. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for all the trouble you have taken to come over here.
No, it was not a trouble at all. It was honor. Thank you.
Now, may I request my immediate past president, Dr. Ravi Krishna, to briefly say his feelings.
IMA AP State President Dr. M. Jayachandra Naidu, and today's chief guest, Dr. Chandra Sekhar sir, Minister for Communications and Rural Development at Center, and our beloved National IMA President, an inspiring leader, Dr. Ashwakan sir, and the dynamic and active Honorary Secretary General of IMA National, Dr. Anil J. Naik, and past state presidents, national presidents, Dr. Rajan Sarma sir, Dr. Samaram sir, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Sir, Dr. Chandra Sekhar sir, we have two issues to bring to your notice, and my president left these two issues to me. One is recently the task force set by Supreme Court have given a report that there is no need for a central act for protection of the doctors, saying that 23 states are already having the similar acts in the 23 states. But our appeal is we have uniform law to punish the culprits who indulge in murders or who indulge in atrocities on women. Why not for the culprits who indulge in violence on doctors and hospitals? We need and require a central act, sir. A central protection act for doctors. Along with that, already my state president explained about the 11 of 2008 Act amendment is needs today's need because the original act consists of only 2 years imprisonment for the culprits. Unless it is more than 7 years, the culprits will be released from the station by station bail. So we are requesting the state government to amend the 11 of 2008 Act by increasing the punishment from 2 years to 7 years so that a non-bailable case can be booked on the culprits who indulge in violence on doctors and hospitals. And another thing we are asking for here in the state is SOPs. When a police receives a complaint from the patients, when a death occurs or an untoward incident happens in a hospital, police are registering unnecessary cases. They are registering even 302 cases or attempt to murder cases or suspicious death cases. There are standing court judgments, Supreme Court judgments are there. So we are asking for a standard operating procedure to be released by the Home Minister or Home Ministry to all the police stations to follow in which way they have to deal the cases of complaints received by the police stations from the patient attendants. In 2022, in Rajasthan, Dr. Archana Sharma was registered under a murder case on her, and when she conducted a delivery for a patient, and unfortunately the patient died because of excessive bleeding, and police registered a murder case on her, and knowing that she was going to be arrested, she committed suicide unfortunately 2 years back. So we are asking for they have released a SOP in Rajasthan, and similarly some other states have also released a standard operating procedure. So we request the state government also to release a standard operating procedure, sir. These two things I want to bring to your notice, and our outgoing president, Dr. J.C. Naidu, wonderfully done a good job last year. He has explained every issue to all the authorities and ministers, and especially we would like to congratulate and thank Dr. Panidar sir, who did excellent work as a General Secretary for the past 2 years. Even during my presidency in 2023, he did a wonderful job for the IMA AP state, and we are sure that Dr. Nanda Kishore already he has worked as General Secretary for the IMA AP state with this experience, and we are sure he is going to do a lot of wonderful things for the IMA AP state, and we are hoping a lot of pending issues to be solved during this year under the leadership of Dr. G. Nanda Kishore, and extending a warm greetings to the incoming president and a great thanks to outgoing president and the outgoing team. With these few words, I thank the organizing team for giving me an opportunity to speak on this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for once again asserting our issues to the audience and also to the dais. Now it is time for the main part of the function, for which we have assembled here, that is investiture of presidential office to Dr. G. Nandakishore as President of IMA State. Now I request my beloved National President Dr. Ashokan sir to administer the oath of office to the Dr. Nandakishore and his team of office bearers. May I request the new office bearers who are elected to rise.
All papers available. The installation of the State President of IMA AP State, the investiture ceremony. You may repeat the oath. I do. You can take one of these. I do hereby solemnly swear that I, Dr. G. Nandakishore, will faithfully execute the duties of the President of IMA Andhra Pradesh State
the duties of President of IMA State Branch
to the best of my ability, without fear or favor. I will abide by the rules and bylaws of the association
I will abide by the rules and bylaws of the association
and serve as a living example of the association's philosophy and belief. And I shall uphold the dignity of this office at all times. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I declare that Dr. G. Nandakishore is installed as the President of IMA Andhra Pradesh State Branch for the year 2024-25. I request the outgoing President, Dr. M. Jayachandra Naidu, to invest the Presidential Medallion on the new President and escort him to the Presidential chair.
As a first service to Indian Medical Association, Dr. Nandakishore, our President, now is presenting a 5 lakhs check to IMA Legal Fund, IMA Headquarters Legal Fund. May I request Dr. G.S. Murthy, Dr. V.S. Prasad, the Chairman and Secretary of the Personal Protection and Welfare Scheme of IMA State, through Dr. Nandakishore, hand over a check of 5 lakhs. Let them be joined by Dr. Jayachandra Naidu, Dr. Ravi Krishna. Through the hands of our minister, sir, we are presenting the check to Dr. R.V. Ashokan and Dr. Ahalyaivf Nayak. The state has already contributed a 5 lakhs amount to the legal fund in the beginning of this year, but after the appeal of National President, especially to see of the Consumer Protection Act case, do away with that with the medical profession. We are filing a case in the Supreme Court. For that genuine cause, we once again contributed another 5 lakhs of rupees. I thank the PPW scheme, which is meant for the welfare of the profession, and its chairman and secretary, Dr. V.S. Murthy garu or V.S. Prasad garu, for this gesture. Now, a maiden speech by Dr. Nandakishore on his investiture of the duty of President of IMA AP State.
Good evening, all of you. Respected National President, Sri R.V. Ashokan Sir, Honorary Secretary General Anil Kumar J. Naik Sir, Telangana IMA State President Dr. Dwarkanath Reddy Garu, IMA Past President Dr. J.C. Naidu Garu, Dr. Fanidar Sir, Dr. Ravi Krishna Garu, and Dr. Samaram Garu, Dr. Rajan Sharma. And today's Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pemmasani Chandra Sekhar Garu, Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development, and my team members, all IMA leaders, past presidents, distinguished guests, colleagues, fellow members, and my dear friends. It's a great honor and big responsibility for me to stand before you today as the newly elected State President of IMAP. I thank you all for the trust you have shown in me. This is not just an individual achievement, but a reflection of strength and unity of all our members. I am truly grateful to serve this great organization. First, I would like to thank the outgoing team led by Dr. J.C. Naidu Garu, Dr. Fanidar Garu, for their hard work and excellent leadership. Under their guidance, the IMAP state has made excellent progress, and I am committed to continuing their work. To all the doctors and medical professionals present here, I sincerely thank you for your support and confidence. The IMA is not just an organization. It is a community of doctors who care for the health of our people. It is because of you that we can continue to grow and improve the healthcare system in our state. The Indian Medical Association has always been a strong voice for doctors and patients. In our state, this role is even more important. It is our job to push for a healthcare system that is fair, strong, and accessible to all. At both national and state levels, already told by previous speakers, that we face numerous challenges such as violence against doctors, unethical practices like mixopathy, stringent regulations like Clinical Establishment Act, quackery, issues with the Consumer Protection Act, complications related to registrations, renewals, accreditations, fire NOCs. The list is very long, I can't read. These are pressing issues that require our immediate attention. Together, we can address them and make a meaningful difference in improving the healthcare environment of both doctors and patients. So coming here, my team vision is to enhance public health while creating supportive environment where doctors can work with reduced stress and access better resources. So To achieve this, we have to focus on few key areas. Improving primary health care. All of you know that 70% of the population are living in rural areas, and in our AP state has 27,800 villages and 680 mandals across the state. The need for accessible health care is crucial. Currently, our AP state has 22,000 doctors. So our vision is for each doctor to adopt a village where they can directly engage with the community, understand the local health issues, and provide consistent care. Our national IMA started a program called Avo Gava Chile. So, మన తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే పల్లెకు పోదాంరా. Improve. If we start this program initiative, which will help us to build more connected and responsive healthcare system. So we have to work for better policies. The IMA must continue to push for improved healthcare policies at the state level. This includes better working conditions for doctors, more resources for hospitals, and policies that ensure better health outcomes for all citizens of Andhra Pradesh. We will work with the government to shape policies that benefit both healthcare providers and patients. We have to support doctors and medical professionals. We have to embrace new technology and innovations. New technologies like telemedicine, artificial intelligence, digital health tools to improve patient care. By adopting innovative solutions like drones in emergency drug deliveries, we can enhance healthcare delivery and make the system more efficient. So we need to focus more on mental health also. Mental health is often overlooked, but it is just as important as physical health. I will work with the government and other organizations to improve the mental health services and ensure that everyone has access to support they need. Raising awareness and providing better mental health resources will be a key priority in our efforts. All our members has a dream to build a new building. After state division, our IMAP state has no building. So to strengthen the IMA's presence and support for our members, our vision is to constructing a new modern building for the IMA in Andhra Pradesh, preferably at Ahalyaivf. This new office will serve as a central hub for our doctors, offering facilities for training, meetings, and collaboration. So I request all my team members and all the members of IMAP state we have to working together to build a strong IMA. The IMA is strongest when we all work together. I will ensure that we continue to listen to every member's voice, whether you are a young doctor starting your career or an experienced senior professional. Together, we will continue to make IMA a supportive, inclusive, and strong organization for all. We must also work closely with the government, other healthcare groups to ensure better healthcare policies and services for everyone. Let's all contribute to making our state's healthcare system better for all citizens. In conclusion, while the road ahead is challenging, I am confident that with your support, we can make a real difference. Together, we will continue to provide the best possible care to our patients, stand up for our rights as doctors, and help improve the overall health of our state. So once again, I thank our National President, Honorary Secretary General, and Minister Pemmasani Chandra Sekhar Garu, because in spite of their busy schedules, they have attended this meeting. I thank my parents Charabandi and Vasantalakshmi, my in-laws, my children, not last but not least, my wife, Dr.s. Sekhar. So thank you once again for your trust. I look forward to working with all of you in the coming year to make our state healthier place for all. Jai Navya Andhra Pradesh, Jai Hind. Thank you all.
Thank you, beloved President. I think your document will be kept in the office and your vision will be circulated to all the members immediately from tomorrow onwards, so that we also join you in your vision for the profession. So, అనేకం చేశాం, కానీ ఉన్నది ఒక వ్యక్తే అక్కడ. కానీ స్థిరచిత్తుడు, ఒక దార్శనికుడైనటువంటి కేంద్ర మంత్రి శ్రీ పెమ్మసాని చంద్రశేఖర్ గారు మన మధ్య ఉన్నారు. We made so many these things to his notice, not only today, from last few days. I think he definitely had an action plan for that. We want to know more than that of what is the perspective from the people's angle, how the health should be, or what the government thinks that doctors should contribute to the people's health, and his entrepreneurial abilities. All those things we think he will unveil in this short time that we could provide you, sir. Please.
Thank you. So you expect me to solve all your problems in 10 to 15 minutes of my speech. I try to do as much as I can. But anyway, thank you. It's a wonderful event, wonderful evening. All the dignitaries of the Indian Medical Association, Jai Chandran ji, Ashokan ji, Anil Kumar ji, Dwarkanath Reddy garu, Nandakishore ji, Rajan Sharma ji, Fanidhar ji, Dr. Samaram ji, and all the other members, the senior doctors from Guntur and other areas of Andhra Pradesh, and all the young doctors sitting right there patiently waiting for all the speeches, journalists, media people, and all my friends. Good evening and thank you. It's truly an honor and pleasure to address you all today. I studied in Guntur, my intermediate. I did my MBBS in Osmania Medical College. Initially, I was trying for Guntur Medical College to study, but fortunately, I got a good rank and I went to Osmania. And this is another way to come back to Guntur and giving it back. So thank you for that. Second, as I reflect my journey from being a doctor to an entrepreneur and to a politician, I think the foundation that I built my career being a doctor set the stage for me for being a successful entrepreneur and so far a successful politician as well. Why I say this is, as a doctor, every exam required long hours of study, every diagnosis demanded diligence, and every treatment required deep and thorough understanding of the socio-economic status of every patient. I gained knowledge not only from the medical textbooks, but from the silent stories etch on every patient's face. I discovered patience is not a virtue, it's a part of life. I learned how to avoid conflict of interest as being a doctor. You know, in US, they take every gift a patient brings to you very seriously. And it's instilled in your blood how to avoid this conflict of interest. And I also learned communication is the bridge between a confusion and a clarity. And by explaining and understanding the complex medical topics, and my ability to explain them in a simple way also helped me to connect with my entrepreneurial journey, to explain my vision to my employees, and also to connect with the people as a politician. So in all, it's a true blessing to be a doctor, to start my career. And if I have another life, I would want exactly the same path. And today I carry with me the same dedication to listen, understand, and act as a politician to heal the societies. A lot of you have been practicing in much more challenging places than me. Being a doctor in India isn't just a job. It's a journey filled with challenges and profound responsibilities. And one example is how the COVID-19 pandemic tested all of your resilience like never before. Many of you worked endless hours, sacrificed time with your families, and put your own lives at risk. When the world stepped back, doctors stepped forward. Your dedication during these unprecedented times has been nothing short of heroic. So I wanted to thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. However, we cannot ignore the challenges that continue to plague our profession. I listened patiently all your issues that you have been talking, and I also have taken a brief in Delhi from IMA members, because the issues that you are all facing are quite complex, whether it is related to infrastructure, working in rural areas with suboptimal conditions, and escalating violence, whether it is work-life balance, creating an affordable and accessible systems when the country is still coming out of poverty, in balancing patient care, and numerous administrative burdens, whether it is regulatory issues or not getting bills in due time while you spend so much money. So all in all, I would say you are the unsung heroes who often bear the brunt of societal neglect. And I am deeply sympathetic to all of you. And I will work in understanding your issues much more deeply and taking these issues to both state and central governments. Me working over the last 5 months in these governmental systems, now I have a much better understanding how things work, what needs to be done. But I I can tell you it requires enormous amounts of patience. And it requires continuous dialogue, continuous push, and continuous follow-up. Then only things will materialize. When it comes to violence, several people gave so many ideas. One medical association came to me and said, we need a tribunal. Then I thought it was a good idea. Then I went to actually Prime Minister's secretary and asked, why can't we put a tribunal for medical people? Then they said, sir, tribunals are good for the first 2 years. There are so many tribunals. After 3-4 years, a tribunal becomes just like any other court because you have accumulated number of cases and it's the same story. And once you start giving it to one profession, then you have 100 others and it's very hard to maintain. And then people have talked about punishing, much stricter. I agree with that. Obviously doing a stricter punishments is one part of the solution. But I think there is a deep-rooted problem in our society that's brewing. And I think everybody has to take some responsibility in addition to the government's responsibilities. There is a deep mistrust going among the patients as well. Not just because everybody, there are a lot of 80-90% of doctors are wonderful, but there is 10-15% when they do certain things, the mistrust start happening. And the escalating costs, socioeconomic status, and how we communicate patients, how we manage their expectations, and how we sensitize to their issues through empathy, through compassion. These are all much larger discussions. You look at in US. In the US, the laws are very strict. Actually, physicians who communicate effectively in a compassionate manner and tell the patient all the issues in upfront and being honest. And if there is a medical error happens, coming first by the physician, that mistake has happened, actually resulted in much lower number of lawsuits than the people who conceal that information and the patients later find out. The reason is people do understand when we are honest, when we are ethical. So, whenever you are giving a consent, whenever you are treating a patient, manage their expectations really well. Take the consent, and then we have to cultivate these things into the medical colleges itself and how to communicate with the people. We have to instill medical education with strong ethics as well. Please do not take a mistake that I am saying excuse. I will do everything from the government perspective, everything that's possible. But I see a bigger problem here, and I'm happy, whatever the acts we can enact, at the end of the day, the acts are there, but the implementation and execution is still an issue in the country. So all those things have a much longer path, and I will continue to work, and I will reach out to you guys. And even though I am a Minister for Rural Development and Communications, in addition to my departments, we have hired 1 or 2 people exclusively to work on policies that are not related to my department, so that in the long run I have a much better understanding of how the systems are working in every area, and I can contribute to whatever extent I can. And I also want you to know the governments are doing their level best. You look at Sri Narendra Modi ji, you look at the schemes like Ayushman Bharat, it has basically a game changer, providing healthcare access to millions. And visionary leaders like Chandrababu Naidu garu, who envisioned Genome Valley, which became quite handy during the COVID. And we need leaders like those, and more leaders from you also. All the doctors who have been settled, happy, 50, 55 years, at some point coming out into the communities. And you actually did come out, actually in the last 6 months or 1 year. Actually, you are one of the people who came out openly first time. when the states are going through the distress, and you showed your bravery, you fought for it. But I want you to guys continue to fight, not just during the only difficult times. I want you to be a continuous voice. I know IMA is there. They will support you, they will guide you, they will defend you, they will fight for you. But IMA alone may not be sufficient, and we need much more broader push from every area. And if you look at India, India is becoming a healthcare hub. I see immense hope. You know, when I went to US 25 years ago, I saw a US which was very vibrant. You can see everybody, people are really working hard. They see a positive vibration. And now I see, after I coming back over the last 4 or 5 years especially, I see a similar situation in India. Whichever university I go, the youth are brimming with ideas. They want to succeed. They want to create entrepreneurship. So it's a similar kind of energy. And we have an opportunity to lead medical tourism. And our medical expertise being recognized worldwide. And our research is making significant global impact. However, as we navigate this rapidly changing landscape of medicine, whether it is embracing artificial intelligence, telemedicine, or genomic medicine, we must not forget the most powerful tool remains human touch, your compassion, your empathy, and your wisdom. As I suggest, one other thing, patients tell the stories that they do not tell to anybody, including their own family members also. They give their bodies for us to examine, which is not easy, and they don't do it with any other profession. That means they have immense trust in doctors. And we must reciprocate that same trust. So, in conclusion, let us inspire each other, support one another, and work together to make a healthcare system that is not just efficient but compassionate, that is not just accessible but affordable, and not just functional but truly transformative. Together, let us build a future where healthcare is a right, not a privilege, and where every doctor feels empowered and respected. And I will do my level best for that process. Thank you.
Excellent speech given by you. Just before leaving, I want you to another occasion. Presentation of an award. The awards committee has decided to award the outgoing state president, Dr. M.J.C. Naidu Garu, for his distinguished contribution last year with a single point agenda of our issues with the government. May I request Honorable Minister to present the awards committee distinguished award to Dr. J.C. Naidu, followed that by release of Savali of 66th Annual Conference of IMA AP State. May I request Dr. Sekhar to make arrangements for the release of Savali.